Good evening, good evening, good evening. And you know what it is? It's Monday night, and what we do on Monday night, we do Urban Sentinel Live. And I want to thank you all for tuning in to another great show that we have tonight with Urban Sentinel Live. Tonight, we're going to be interviewing Mr. Will Cunningham, founder and CEO of Aqua. Is that correct, Willie? Will,
That,
Aqua
that's correct.
Technology. So, Will, welcome to Urban Sentinel Live. How you doing tonight, my man?
I'm blessed and highly favored, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for sharing the platform with Urban Sentinel Live with me.
Okay, I'm glad to do so. Your publicist, Nick, got in contact with me, and we've done some shows in the past. And
Oh,
I know
terrific.
everyone he brings to me, I know he's got some good people. So, hey, I was excited about having you on the show tonight. So, I really appreciate it. So, how things going in California, my man?
Oh, the weather's lovely, even the rainy part. I love it. Especially when the negative ions, not to nerd out too much, come in the
Uh
air.
huh.
That could be a good thing. So, also brings out my inner author. The writer in me loves
Right.
to see that rain.
Yeah, it gets peaceful and quiet. Makes you puts you in a different frame of mind. For me, makes me lazy. So I
Yeah,
just
I
want to
find it.
stretch out in a lot of rain and just relax. That's
Yeah,
what I
notice
want
the
to do.
sleep is better.
Yes. Okay, technology. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Technology. So, Will, the first thing I want you to do is to tell me and tell the audience, how did you find yourself um, picking technology as a career path?
It's a really good question. It's been like sort of always in the background of where I'm from, which is north of Silicon Valley, Santa Rosa, California, Sonoma County, by way of San Francisco. So it's always in the discussion without you even realizing it. So gradually you just learn about it, hearing it in the conversation, and then you start having these ideas and you start testing them out and you start failing, which you then turn into optimization data, and then you see whatever transferable skills you learn from that last experience, which you can take to the next one, and then before you know it, you have a guy like me who doesn't really know so much about coding, but I know functionality, and I know what the user experience is, and I know what an independent business person or an independent musician would need to really have a successful career. So through that, I was we come to the point where we develop Agua software.
So let me ask you a question. In high school and college, in your journey, did you have any training? Did you major in information sciences, or did you participate
No,
in STEM or
no,
anything like that?
no, nothing like that. I self-taught everything. You never know. I didn't have much college. I have a GED equivalent. So everything after that point was, it was interest based. So I would take an interest in something and then lose myself in the topic of that, and then go into the real world and try to apply it. So there's been a couple of business ventures that I had on a smaller level. There was a company that I helped develop from concept to conception, and we started off with the idea and then we brought it to life. In other words, and I came up with the whole idea. It was a small idea about parking lot striping that I had researched, and once we did the research on it, we found that it was a really viable small business, and really still is. That business opportunity of painting, parking lot stripes is a
Hmm.
very viable one. I would urge anybody as a first opportunity to take that one on. And so we did that. We had to raise the money ourselves from friends and family, and then we had to create the branding, and then we had to put like our sign out, basically through the internet and other means, and then before you know it, we had a business going, and then it got a little bit too big for us, so we sold the striping company to an asphalt company, and that was something that we researched, and then we went to building it and went to learning. There was a lot of failures on the way, and you optimize as you go along the way, but then we did exit that, and then everybody, we made our money, and we were nice couple little change, wasn't much, but it was a nice win that we could count. And then that it's little things like that that lead you to a big one, like this.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it goes to show and prove that you don't have to be uh, BA, BS, MA, MS, PhD driven. You just have to have the desire to learn
Hmm. Yeah.
and to
Um,
apply.
well, education certainly won't hurt you.
Mm-hmm,
Going to those big colleges certainly won't hurt you.
mm-hmm,
For the reason being is you get around really other creative people operating at a high level, and it lights your lamp, and you start, oh wow, if that can happen, then this can happen. And what happens is the success part of it becomes somewhat demystified, and it becomes, oh well, this can be done. And when we have this can be done in our mind, wow, what a powerful tool in the mind.
mm-hmm.
Wow, I can do this. Wow, oh, I didn't realize this could be done. You know, so it's a fascinating firewall to
Right.
tear down and realize. So a part of my journey entailed me getting around people, even by proxy. Just I was watching Harvard CS50 classes on YouTube, just to find out what the conversation was, just to see how they were talking and getting and finding out what the industry lingo and terminology was, so I wouldn't be foreign thumb. And then this is a good idea. We can send this person to help you, or maybe go talk to this person, and you just keep following that and following that. It's a fantastic journey.
Great, great. Yes, it is. And hey, look, the parking lot striping business was a good business because I hate to go into a parking lot and I
Mm,
can't see where to park at. So I just
yeah,
make my own parking space. That is crazy, but I can see that being a viable business because so
yeah.
many older shopping centers, you can't even see where to park at when you go into it.
Right, and those guys need it.
Yeah.
When you see a new parking lot with, it doesn't even have to be the asphalt, right? Guy's got a little mom and pop store, or young lady's got a mom and pop store, or family's got a general store, and you got 15 lots out there. You got the handicap stall that needs to be refurbished, and then
Hmm.
due to weather wherever you're at, you might have to go through there stall by stall. It might be only 15 stalls. That's nothing more than hours worth of work, an hour to drive, and store owners don't have to pay thousands to re-asphalt, and you just 700, $800, boom, and you can literally do 4 of those a day. Get 20 a week done, get some crews out there for $10, $15 an hour, and next thing you know, you're off to the races. It's just with that one, the you can get too big too quick, and that's what happened to us. So it was a failure because we didn't take our time and we didn't learn, and we could have turned something that netted us a couple of grand into a viable 50 K a month business. But I'm grateful for that because I wouldn't be here with the multi-billion-dollar opportunity. So everything,
Right.
we turn everything into a hidden university when possible.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now, today I was snooping around to learn more about your company before I came on.
Hmm.
So I came across an article in Digital Journal dated October the 1st of this year. And the title of the article was Agua Technology launches the first interactive radio ads for automobile infotainment systems.
That's right.
And this says Aqua Technology LLC is an innovative, experienced company re-envisioning how entertainers and retail companies reach consumers with interactive radio ads through a smart car ecosystem. For the first time in history, business owners, merchants, recording artists, entertainers, and more will be able to immediately sell products, music, and services directly to consumers behind the wheel. Agua is the only platform that allows listeners to purchase the product being advertised from their in-vehicle infotainment system. Okay,
Right.
that's a lot to swallow, okay, because this is the first time I, have heard of a company that's doing this. So I want you to tell me about Agua Technology and how it was created and what is your mission statement.
Well, Agua Technology was created. Um, there was breadcrumbs of inspiration to this idea since I'm a kid trying to rewind. I always wanted to rewind radio. I was always recording radio and things of that nature. And then of course when television came out and you could rewind television, I was like, oh man, this is what I've kind of always wanted. So always in my childhood, but the genesis of this began with me sitting in my car, and there was a concert coming to the Bay Area featuring Kendrick Lamar, one of my favorite artists. And usually, like I said earlier, I'm a nerd with radio. I like to listen to radio on my laptop, have screens open. And if I hear about something like that, I can always open another screen and find out more information or buy that. It's just a better way for me to operate. So I was already hacking around radio, in my living room. So then this one day I was sitting in the car, and long story short, the commercial comes on for this concert. And just out of habit, I just went to go push more info out of my radio to find out more about that ad. And I just kind of laughed like, oh yeah, you can't do that. And that was the beginning of it. And then that idea kind of like haunted me, like interrupted my sleep, followed me everywhere I went around, so I started writing it down and writing more about it down and just researching it. And I ended up finding out this was going to solve a lot of problems for a lot of small businesses. Also, crowdfunding was huge and already generating a lot of money. So this is not just about music's product, good, and services, but there's a nonprofit aspect. As you know, nonprofit radio and talk radio are huge things that really need to get the word out about their programming, about collecting donations for special interest or whatever it may be. And so being solely dependent on public donations and government funding, this is another way for people to listen to like a news talk radio, nonprofit radio, raise awareness on hot topic issues, and then get the word out, get the vote out, get really good metrics, and even generate real-time donations as it's being broadcast. To go really quickly back to the commercial side of radio, there's the trouble over there is these artists don't know how to get their song on the radio. It's a big problem. It always has been. And there's only so much you can do on a public radio network service. So, so what needs to happen is more a democratic process to where everyone can have access to that type of distribution, and that's exactly what Agua entails. So people will be able to make their music discoverable through the software that we're planning on, integrating into smart car vehicles. And there's about 17 million vehicles being added to the road or so a year. That is incredible distribution for a small business, incredible distribution for music artists, incredible distribution and visibility for any news talk radio. It's wide open. And so cryptocurrency aspect, which is our Wahwah token, is what we're selling right now on the Agua Technology. It's the Wahwah token, Agua Technology. And that represents advertising space in this brand new way to advertise this ecosystem. So I'm not sure what other cryptocurrencies have to offer, but I know that here, this cryptocurrency is tied to ad space that is enabling people to sell products and goods and services directly from the ad, which coincidentally consolidates the marketing, sales, and advertising departments all in one. So this opportunity is going to lead to premiums in advertising space and huge opportunities for everyone. That's why there's a tremendous amount of groundswell and excitement around this idea. But I talk way too much. So let me.
Okay, then let me ask you a question. Have you had to develop a patent for this technology?
Yes, you have to, and many more to come, and many more to come. And so, yes, patent. It's a good question. And while we're on the topic of patent, really quick, I want to encourage people to be very mindful of what you disclose in a patent. There is a band of people out there that scour the internet for patents. And what they do is they add a nice little doohickey to it, or they create a new extension to it, and it becomes their own. And then, now it's their idea. And so when you do go to the patent office, be careful of what you disclose. Don't put the whole secret sauce in there. So I only bring this up to say and put it on the conscious of the minds of those who are listening, that the patent office is not a safe guarantee of anything. You know what I mean? It's more complicated than that. The true protection is speed to market and being insulated with the team that will fight tooth and nail for you and that are overprotective about you which is what I have set up here at Agua Technology, and that's just by the grace of what I call God, you know.
Amen. Okay, good, great, great, great. Now, how can you find yourself and your technology squeezing into iHeartRadio?
So
Will you,
iHeartRadio.
yeah, will you be able to put this technology and get them to partner with you with this technology on your platform?
Well, there's 100 different ways to empower commercial radio through this app, through this through this platform. Absolutely.
Mhm.
However, those are the radio, iHeartRadio, that's more of like a legacy system. And so I understand the trouble with radio and legacy systems being it's tough to pivot on a new technological advancement. And if they do it, it can lead to tremendous revenue. If they don't, the marketplace can punish them. And then we get in a situation like Netflix and Blockbuster, where Netflix came to Blockbuster and said, you should really buy us. And of course, they laughed Netflix out of the building and said, we own thousands of brick and mortar, locations. And of course, things were changing and they were only emailing DVDs at that point. But they were telling them, hey, man, there's fire on that mountain and it's going to spread. And they were too big to pivot. And their attitude was do your best. And I think there's one Blockbuster left now.
Yeah. But it was fun. On a weekend, on a Friday and Saturday night, you go to Blockbuster and you
That
just
was
walking
fun.
around and you looking for this DVD for the evening. So you just walking around looking at the old DVDs, looking at the new DVDs that were out. So it was like going to the museum or going to the zoo, hang out for a minute to get a handful of DVDs that you knew you weren't going to watch by the time you had to turn them back
Yeah.
in and stuff. So you
I
walk out
thought,
with 5 DVDs, you might get one played. So and then you end up with all these late fees and things of that nature. So
you remember the late
I
fee.
mean, so I can see Blockbuster, kind of being resistant to Netflix when it came to them because it was a journey for many people on weekends to go into Blockbuster and find that DVD
It
and
was an
everything.
experience. It was
So,
definitely an experience, and
oh,
Blockbuster did an excellent job on delivering on
mhm,
continuing the movie experience into the store rental experience, which I
mhm,
thought was really great from a branding expert and taking that film. And oftentimes you go to the Blockbuster and see popcorn right at the front you could
that's
buy, and
right.
that was really cool for them to. It was more than just a movie rental place. It was an
Mhm,
absolute experience video games, cool staff, always knowledgeable staff, always expanding their selection. It's just a defiant attitude towards technology was a luxury that nobody could afford.
mhm.
That's
And I'll
all it
tell
was.
you, it was good while it lasted. It didn't last long, but while it was out there, they made that money,
Yeah, they
and it
did.
was a good company. It was a good
Yeah, I
company.
was a fan.
Yeah, me too. So, okay, now we were talking about nonprofits being able to pivot on with this technology and everything. So, how do you approach the nonprofit and say, "Look, I got something that can move your nonprofit along, and also at the same time maybe help you raise the revenue that you need to raise to operate as a nonprofit?"
Well, it's really on there. It's really about getting these nonprofits to understand the opportunity, which would enable them to create advertising, which I know they're somewhat resistant against because there's a conflict there of raising
Mhm.
nonprofit funds, and then that goes into advertising, right? So that's something that they would have to be mindful of. But the end result is the end result. If they create media around their nonprofit and solicit donations like that way, we can make that content discoverable within our ecosystem, and it doesn't have to air on any channel because we have so really quick, this brings us to the user experience of if you're in the car and you're listening to the radio and you don't want to hear the radio anymore, the same songs or what have you, or the program ended and then you got your cell phone, which you can go listen to your playlist. But the thing about that is it's your playlist, all those songs. So there's no real discovery. So if you wanted to turn off the radio, and when Agua was there, we could actually have additional radio stations. So in theory, a nonprofit could own their own radio station on our program, in our ecosystem, and it would be interactive 24 hours a day, which is to say people would be able to bookmark it if they were interested, people would be able to donate, people would be able to purchase as the program is going on in real time. And people have the option, there's 30-second and minute-long ads.
Mhm.
So if you don't, after the first 30 seconds, first minute, if you don't want to hear that, you can go right on to the next. So the to grow the content in there is a tremendous opportunity for small business owners, music people, anybody that wants to get a word out of something that they're promoting or believe passionate in passion projects. So that's why I'm excited. That's why it thrills me to be sharing news like this.
Okay, okay. Now, okay, now you saying this is $1 billion company. How have you come up with that valuation for this
Oh,
company?
there's a multitude of ways to come up with the valuation. That's just our coin valuation. So right now we decided when we got into the cryptocurrency that it would behoove me as a guy who was already building out a software network, and when a founder goes to market, his main thing is how do I hold on to as much equity as possible. So when I found out about cryptocurrency and I was working on a ad network already, my Silicon Valley liaison, Tyler Smith, came to me and said, "You need to offer a cryptocurrency for this because you get to save equity, you get to raise the money up front, and you get to have people build, have faith in your project as you're building it." And he told me a lot of these other cryptocurrencies were going to go to zero because they were masquerading like they had a utility. So after months of researching that and making a good decision, we decided to mint up 9 billion tokens. The company would remain with 7 billion, and 2 billion would go into circulation, which is the opportunity that people have right now at the website. Those coins would represent ownership into that ad space, and that ad space would be yours as long as you own the coin, and you can hand that to your kids. It's a lifetime asset, and it's interactive radio, so it's generating revenue all the time. Your ads are always earning. That gives artists a chance to be vertically integrated. They can put their music up. People can download, interact with it in real time. They can take that data, then they can go to into that city, throw shows there, get their merch pop in there, do pop-ups there, and really engage with their audience in a brand new way that we've never really seen. Instead of having a middleman aggregate all of that, and then they want your masters, your license. We don't want any of that. You take out the ad space and or you purchase the coin, you go about your business, you own that. You can put your own product, goods or services in there. You can lease that out to somebody, say, hey, I got ad space on this network. Let's put your products up there for a nominal fee. Or you can say, hey, we want Agua to fill the ad space for us, and we just sit back and collect the revenue. But at the end of this day, as a token owner, you're a small business owner, essentially.
So next week, for the viewers tonight, we're going to do this show in two parts because there's a lot of moving parts of this company,
A
and I
lot.
don't want to rush, and I want to try to get it all in and suck it all in. Now, Tony asked the question: how would that work for advertising the network that I'm a part of, HTTR network? How would that work?
Okay, so HTTR that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's Hot Topic Radio.
Right.
Okay, so right now we would be able to air this all over. Instead of demographics, it would be in a number amount of cars, right? 700,000 cars, a million cars, 10 million cars, and and then there would be radio stations in the cars that you would have access to in the Agua ecosystem. So you could browse these radio stations and discover more content. And that's where we make content available. So we understand that, 94% of the listeners of radio listen to it in their cars. And that's a phenomenal stat. But then there's a great deal of people who are riding in their cars that don't even listen to the radio because they have their playlist, and they're tired or exhausted with normal radio. This is like a whole new breath of fresh air, and it's industry wide upgrades for advertisers, radio advertisers from all walks of life. But to more specifically, this would people would be interacting with this and being able to send likes, follow, donate, and find out more information in real time. And you wouldn't have to wait to the end of a quarter to find out, the end of the quarter to find out, oh, that much advertising works that good. We saw 3%. You would know in real time. And there's so many reasons why that's good. Really quick, one is that if you take out an ad campaign, and say you take out a month-long ad campaign, and let's say that 5 million people on average listen to each ad. However, they check out after 15 seconds. Something happens in that ad. 15 seconds, you're losing 90% of your audience. Well, with our campaign, you can go in there, fix that problem or whatever, change where you're losing them, and get a better ad in that same campaign with no money, no additional charge. That cannot happen in today's environment. You literally have to wait to see an uptick in business the end of the fiscal year if you're advertising on the radio. Google and internet, they are selling advertising on more of like a mathematical basis, this is where we're getting close to that. So radio's getting an internet makeover, if you will.
Okay, now okay, I'm trying to sort this through here now. Okay, now what platform would HTTR's advertising be on? Okay, you're in the car. Okay, you're driving down the street. Okay, so what channel do you turn to get information that's being provided by Agua Technology? Or do
Okay,
you?
so the branding of the radio station is going to happen in our beta test. So we're going to start with probably something like actually some of this I can't go into, but I could sort of tell you this, that once we brand our radio stations, there will be content 24 hours, and the more we have on that, the more content we're able to air. So we essentially can make our own ad space. There wouldn't be an advertisement per se. It would just be your content, which is also fascinating because we changed the messaging with the ability to sell products, goods, and service from the ad. So this is a fascinating revelation, because now advertising on radio is just, hey, we're getting the word out. We're getting the word out. There's no real call to action. Now you can say, this is meant to be interacted with, so the messaging changes. So your content, what we're listening to right now, at any time that we've been listening to this, your producers could have put out a 30-second ad, a 40-second ad, and people would have been able to, or a 30-second ad, minute-long ad, and people would have been able to tap into this right now in real time, or download the whole thing for later, or RSVP, or subscribe, or do any, or a bevy of things that you can't do that right now on radio. Right now, you can turn the channel, turn the volume down, and that's about it.
So will you have a signal for radio call numbers, or how will it work in the car?
That's a good idea. We haven't gotten to that point yet to see if we're gonna how we interact with phone calls and messaging like that. But we do have messaging protocols built into our software, so that's not going to be anything that would be difficult to achieve or accomplish. It's just there's so much more, and I love these questions, by the way, because you're asking original questions that others haven't. So thank you
Right.
for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, now let me ask you this question. Well, we got a few minutes left. I'm a media company owner. Okay, I have a
Mhm.
magazine. I'm the host of this show here now. So how could Agua Technology benefit me as far as getting my brand out, as far as my online magazine? How would this benefit me?
Well, you're a broadcaster, you understand media, and I would hope that there would be something like a podcast for each magazine episode that we would be able to air and draw attention to that episode. So it would entail format, right? We talk about format, and then
Mhm.
structuring that programming so that it's interactable, digestible, and then if they like more, want to listen more, boom, we get them right to your link, get them right to your database, and that's bounce, right? We're getting them to get off of ours and right over to your platform, and that's how we get you in contact with your audience. That's your audience, right? That's not our
Mhm.
audience. We just want to introduce you to them. We don't want any, our thing is bridging the gaps between consumers and producers without any gatekeepers, without anybody presiding over just determining this one is good. No, no, no. Fans choose the messenger. Fans choose what they like, and let's let the algorithm sort it out. Let's put you in front of them and let the people decide. In other words.
Okay. And I only got two of my questions in because I was coming up with more questions as we were going along. So, But I think I found my new best friend here with Agua Technology. I mean,
Absolutely, that means the
sounds
world to
very
me.
interesting. Very interesting. I
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
Nick for hooking us up tonight for this interview and everything. So we've gotten the first 30 minutes in. And so, to the listeners in the audience, I want to invite you all back next Monday night for part two with our conversation with Will Cunningham, founder and CEO of Aqua Technology, as we discuss more of this new groundbreaking technology that's going to revolutionize how we listen to our radio, how we go to business, how we advertise, and things of that nature. I think he's on to
Wonderful.
something that I could never figure out. So I really appreciate you being on here tonight. You, so you and Nick gonna work this out. You're gonna be here again next Monday night, right?
Yeah, we've already put it on the itinerary. This
Okay.
means
So
this means the world to us. It means the
yeah.
world, to get the message out. And the folks that will be using it, the people driving in their cars that will be interacting with the radio, for letting Agua listen, and allowing us to listen to more of your experience, even experiences outside of the car. As
Mhm.
Agua is running and listening, you will know what we're listening for. You will know exactly what we're listening for, and you will get a data dividend. You'll get a kickback. So everybody is getting something, when even the people who are driving in their cars and just purchasing and making products, goods, and services. After you spend a certain amount of money on our platform, you will become an affiliate marketer just after you reach a certain dollar amount of threshold, and you'll be able to sell the products and goods and services that you've purchased. And we can put an ad for that and put that into the network. That is the community aspect of this company, and that is why I will be probably running this company for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean it's an awesome idea. It's an awesome idea. I
Thank you.
just wish I was smart enough to do stuff like this.
Oh,
I'm
you?
just an old magazine editor and publisher and everything.
I
There's
can't
a
do
whole
that.
lot I
I
can
can't
do.
do that. I can't do that. I could just dream big, like my mom told me. Dream out of the
Right.
beginning. Dream bigger than you can. That's what my mother told me as a kid. Dream bigger than what's big. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to dream big, but I'm still coming up shorthanded.
No, no, I
I'm
got you.
getting
No,
shortchanged.
we're gonna get you right. No, we're gonna get, we're
I'm
gonna
getting
get you.
shortchanged there, Will. Hey,
No,
look,
man.
everyone. Again, we've spent the last 30 minutes talking to Will Cunningham, founder and CEO of Aqua Technology. We're going to be back next Monday night again to finish this thing up. I still got some more questions to ask him that I didn't get to ask him tonight. But next week, we're going to look at the cryptocurrency part of it, and we're going to look
Mhm.
at the cost of doing business in this branding. So definitely tune back in next Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For you all who like the hard hitting news, I want you to join me tomorrow night on Hot Topics Talk Radio for the Real World News TV news and politics updates. Tomorrow night, we're just going to be doing updates of the different the news that has been breaking, the different breaking news over the last couple of weeks, or last week, really, this week, whenever, I don't know. But come join myself and my co-host Sharon Tappet as we dive into the news and politics of our country and the world and what's going on now. So, Will, any last words for the audience before we go?
Hey man, what a great opportunity we have. We'll get into the cryptocurrency aspect next week, and and why it's important to take action on purchasing a protocol within an advertising ecosystem. That's a different type of ownership. So it's and then we're gonna, I'd like to also talk a little bit about the tokenization of real world assets. So it's tremendous opportunity for everyone, namely our people too, though, to get really involved on an ownership level and on a micro level. That's
Okay.
that's a big hindrance. You can't, most of you usually can't invest in unless you have like $250,000 or more.
Mhm.
So looking at the tokenization of real world assets is something I'm going to implore everybody to
Mhm.
just become absorbed, to allow research it and allow whatever
Yeah.
to stick, and then just grow from there.
Like I need to learn more, but I get more on my
Because it's
LinkedIn
still in its infancy.
page. I get more requests for friends, and then when I look at them, look at their profile, all they're doing is crypto stuff. And I don't have a
Hmm.
good knowledge background of that, and I don't even friend them because first thing they're gonna do is start calling you and texting you
Yeah.
and hooking you up on LinkedIn. And let me talk to you about this. No, I don't have time for it. Really don't have time for it. So look, everyone, come back again next Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Pacific Time for Urban Sentinel Live, and we're going to be talking to my man, Mr. Will Cunningham, CEO of Aqua Technology. Learn more about what his company is doing, and I think this is, like I said, he's revolutionizing the radio industry, and this is groundbreaking stuff. So I'm very interested, and I know my audience and my viewers will be interested in. So look, until next Monday night, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. Be blessed. Take care of yourselves.
Salute Urban Sentinel. Salute Hot Topic Radio. Thank you guys. Much appreciation. Extended gratitude.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for even being on here. Like I said, I'm just a little small, small
No,
town
no,
guy
no,
trying to
no
make
big
it in
eyes,
the
no
big
little
world.
U's. We don't do that.
Okay, look, Will, take care of yourself, man, and I'll see
Thank
you
you so
next
much.
Monday night. Okay,
All right.
peace out, man.